As a follow-up to my favorite max cushion shoe of 2023, ASICS didn't change much, but there are some little differences. This is the ASICS Nimbus 26, and it's time to take it for a run. Yo, what's going on? My name is Kofuzi and I'm a non-elite runner who reviews shoes here on YouTube. And today I'm gonna talk to you guys about the ASICS Nimbus 26. But before I do want to go over some disclosures. This is a pair of shoes that was sent to me by ASICS for the purpose of review. However, they're not paying me to make this video or to use the shoe, and they're not going to get a chance to preview any of my footage or my thoughts before you guys get a chance to see this video on YouTube. So with that disclosure out of the way, let's talk about the ASICS Nimbus 26. On paper, there don't seem to be too many changes to the prior year's version. We still have a 41.5 millimeter stack height in the heel with an 8 millimeter drop, giving us 33.5 millimeters of stack height in the forefoot. And in this shoe, we have two main components. The vast majority of the shoe is the same FF Blast Plus Eco that we saw last year. The Eco means that 24% of this midsole is made of bio-based materials, which is something I'm very happy to see. And then the other part of this shoe is the rear foot pure gel. You can't see it. It's a thin layer of a gel material that they have in the heel of the foot. And the area that there are changes is in the outsole. They've changed the pattern of the outsole just a little bit, but more importantly, they've changed the types of rubber that they're using on the outsole here. ASICS is calling this their hybrid grip, which is a combination of two different types of rubber. And I think that the colors here are indicative of which types of rubber are where. Now, in the higher wear areas, you've got ASICS High Abrasion Rubber Plus, which is a long lasting rubber. I think that's this lighter green color. And then in the areas where you want more traction, that's where we're seeing ASICS Grip, which is a tackier, stickier material. And the combination of those two zonal placements of rubber is what ASICS is calling its hybrid grip. Moving to the upper, that's where we see the other change for this year. The material is now an engineered knit upper, which is nice and stretchy, a little bit stretchier than last year, and it is a lot more breathable and comfortable than last year. Not that last year's was all that uncomfortable, but for those of you who thought last year's was on the warm side, this is going to be a little bit more breathable and a little bit cooler as well. We still have a super comfortable knit tongue. I love this knit material that they're using, very soft on foot. And then they still have that really large amount of padding, which for me is over the top, but in this category, in this max cushion space, it's pretty much par for the course, and there's plenty of it, and it does feel really nice. We still have that extended stretchy pull tab in the back here to help get that shoe on, and then there is that same rigid heel cup in the back to make sure you're not sliding around too much. The other thing that I have noticed as a subtle change in the shoe is that the foam does seem to be built up a little bit more over that heel cup as well, bringing that foam further up higher on the bottom of that heel. That should also help keep everything a little bit extra stable in the heel back here. These slight changes do add to a little bit of a change in weight. The shoe increases by 0.4 ounces this year, up to 10.7 ounces or 303 grams. So what's it like to actually run in the shoe? It seems on paper like it's the exact same shoe, so it should feel exactly the same, right? Right. Kind of. Don't get me wrong, it's not huge differences. They're both really nice, comfortable shoes for your easy runs. There's a nice squish to that foam when your foot hits it, but it also still springs out of it in a really pleasant way. All the things that the Nimbus 25 did really well, the Nimbus 26 is doing really well too, but it's just a little bit less squishy, a little bit more poppy. So it's just kind of got a little bit more movement to the foam in a way that's pushing it away from that max cushion category just a little bit. I feel like it's a shoe that maybe has a bit more broad use, a little bit more pace versatility, although at 10.7 ounces, it's still not something that I'm going to want to take for a workout, although something like Strides is probably going to be just fine for the vast majority of you. But overall, still a fantastic max cushion shoe that's going to be great for your recovery runs, your easy runs, and your long, slow distance runs. All right, now that we've talked about what the shoe is like to run in, let's talk about where it can fit inside a rotation of shoes, and then we'll talk about the buying guide and some alternatives. First, if you're gonna build a rotation around the Nimbus 25, because it's being pushed slightly in towards that daily trainer category, I feel like most people are gonna use it as their daily trainer, a max cushioned one, but still as a daily trainer nonetheless. And so I feel like one shoe that you can pair it with for your workouts is going to be my favorite workout shoe of 2023, and in fact my shoe of the year in 2023, the Puma Deviate Nitro 2. It's also got a great amount of stack height, a great amount of cushion, but it's got a carbon plate so you can take it for those workouts and still have a very cushioned experience, which I think will be a good companion to a daily trainer that has a lot of good cushion to it. And then for your race day, I'm gonna suggest that we head back into the ASICS family and pick up the ASICS Metaspeed Sky Plus. This is one of my favorite race shoes ever made. I have a lot of PBs in this shoe, and I've had a really great time racing and doing workouts in this. So my biggest, toughest workouts, this is a shoe that I usually reach for, and I think that this could be a really nice set of shoes to have if you're using this for your cushioned easy days. You could reach for this on those hardest of days. Now let's turn to the buying guide and some alternatives to the ASICS Nimbus 26. The Nimbus 26, I believe, comes out tomorrow if you're watching this video on the day that it came out. Early January is going to be the US release date, and the price for it's going to be $160. I feel like $160 is a lot to pay for a running shoe, but I think compared to everything else in the market, it's a pretty good price, although I will give you a nice bargain at the end of the video. So one of the shoes that I think that lines up really nicely with the ASICS Nimbus 26 is going to be one of my favorite daily trainers of last year, and that's going to be the New Balance 1080 version 13. This is a previously max cushion shoe that has been transitioning now into that daily trainer category, and it's a cushioned daily trainer kind of straddling both subgenres. The way that they've changed the foam in this iteration of the 1080 makes it really lively and fun to run for those daily training and even some light workout type of sessions. So I feel like this could be a future direction of what the Nimbus 26 is, but in the meantime, I do think they line up pretty nicely. The Nimbus 26 is a lot more relaxed and chill, and the 1080 is going to be a lot more of a pure daily trainer. The New Balance 1080 version 13, at least at the filming of this video, comes in at $165 though, so you're gonna be paying $5 more. But at that same $160 price is another shoe that I think is going to line up well with the Nimbus 26 and some of its subtle updates. And that's going to be the Triumph 21, or what I have is the Triumph RFG. This is the Eco version of the Triumph series. So again, I think it's gonna line up well just because of that against the Nimbus 26 with this FF Blast Plus Eco. The Eco portion of the Triumph RFG is that a portion of this midsole is made out of corn, but it's also one of those max cushion shoes that is slowly moving into that daily trainer category. It's slowly starting to build in a little bit more pace versatility. I feel like, again, the Triumph RFG has a little bit more of that top end, a little bit more of that pace range, but both of these shoes are a little bit on the heavy side, a little bit on the a little more dense than I'd prefer side, but ultimately very comfortable max cushion shoes. The Triumph RFG, again, as of the filming of this video, comes in at $160, so it's the same price as the Nimbus 26. But I think right now, as of January of 2024, the biggest competition that Nimbus 26 faces, and I think the shoe that I prefer over the Nimbus 26 is last year's Nimbus 25. It is squarely in the max cushion category. It's my top max cushion shoe of last year, and I feel like the changes to the Nimbus 26, although subtle, make it not as good of a max cushion shoe as the Nimbus 25. Now, this is where a lot of preference can come into play. If you're looking for something with a little bit more pep, but is in the vein of the Nimbus 25, go with the Nimbus 26. But if you're looking for a pure max cushion, super comfortable experience, go with the Nimbus 25 and you'll save $30 because it's on sale now for $130. So those are my thoughts on the Nimbus 26. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions, or better yet, stop by the live stream that I do Monday through Friday over on the Kofuzi Run Club channel. I'd love to talk to you guys over there in the chat. That's all I have for today, everybody. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there on your runs, and I will see you in the next one.
Yo, what's going on?